Wake
I
the
want us to
fuck
just
up.
all sit here and just put our thinking caps on real quick, alright? Let's think about this shit real quick, right? If dinosaurs really existed, right? Their bones would like literally be everywhere, correct? So why is it that we just never seen people doing excavations in our neighborhoods or even trying to find dinosaur bones anywhere close by where we live? You ever think about that? Another thing, if it takes at least 20 years for a bone to completely decay, how is it that they're finding perfect fossils with the teeth and everything connected from 76 million years ago? Another question, have anybody just ever found a dinosaur bone at the beach or just digging around, hiking around or anything? Have any of us? It's always been a scientist, right? Right. Then you see videos like this on the internet, right? Propaganda, I'm telling you. Genetically modified. I really believe that they put those giant like creatures in front of us, bro, because they were trying to cover this shit up, bro. Listen, yo, from all of our ancient ancestors, they all talked about the fallen angels and they all talked about the fallen and big ass giants, bro. Never talked about dinosaurs, cousin. You feel me? The Nephilim, yo. I keep telling y'all, look, bro, I keep telling y'all, man. Let's just think about it, y'all. Look at that shit, bro. Think about it. And then look, if this truly happened, right, with the meteor and everything, and that's like 1,000, 10,000 nuclear bombs, how didn't everything get obliterated? There wouldn't be any bones of anything. You feel me? Oh shit!
Hey yo, peace fam, Source God, Brian TV, bang, bang, bang. More life, family, bliss up, abundance, and I don't know already. So yo, council, we've been talking about this fake history, this made up reality for a minute now. And of course, it got me thinking about dinosaurs, because you got to keep going further and further back and connecting these dots in order to break through the whole false construct, all right? Break through the barriers. Now, let's think about this for a second, family. How did dinosaurs have sex? Like, as you can see here in this little meme, it's impossible. This is not like some jokey fairy tale thing. I know they made the dinosaurs to look all cool and ferocious, but in reality, it's not practical. These animals would have to go through too much to have sex, and they would have went extinct just based on that. It's foolish, like a T-Rex. Like, how did a T-Rex bone? It doesn't even make sense. You have the Stegosaurus. What did the Stegosaurus do to have sex? It's just not possible. It's not practical, and nothing in evolution or any type of design would make a creature that had a hard time having sex, except for these incels nowadays. You get what I'm saying? There's no purpose to that in nature. Nature is more refined. Nature makes sense, all right? So it got me to thinking, of course, about the meaning of the word dinosaur. And the actual meaning of the word dinosaur is thunder lizard, right? And the thunder lizards, family, were not big, dumb beasts. When they're talking about thunder lizards or the Dino Kings, they're literally talking about the Naga Empire, the ancient Nagas. We're not talking about your conventional reptilians. We're talking about the Naga Kings, the giant Naga Kings. That's where all these giant femur bones come from, all these giant leg bones and knee bones and thigh bones that they claim come from T-Rexes or Brontosauruses. These were from the giant thunder lizards or the Dino Kings, the shiny ones. Your ancestors, the Nagas. We're not talking about reptilians. All the reptilians, the cavemen, the King Kongs and all that, they came after your destruction, the destruction of the great Naga Titans. The material they used to create this reality was you. All right, you're the substance, you're the ether that makes all this up, and you're also the battery that still drives it. The Cabbage Patch Kids of every shape and form were created using your DNA or DEA. And they used those same Cabbage Patch clones to wipe out the rest of us that survived the initial invasion. So when these demons came crashing, like I told you guys, they bombed our planet. They called it a giant comet, and they said a giant comet came and wiped out the dinosaurs. But that outer space shit is goofy. That's the waters above. It's not outer space. There's no comets coming from there. You were hit by a giant bomb. That's what created the continental drift, the Grand Canyon. That's what reset everything. And then they had to replenish the earth. They used your DNA, what was left over from your giant Titanic state, your giant Naga Titanic state, use that DNA to create the Cabbage Patch Kids, because you can't create something from nothing. They took your substance and your essence and used it to create everything you see here now. Just the same way you see the cities that are here used to be your cities. The grid and infrastructure was something that you created and put in place. You constructed and erected this whole pattern. They just copied it and put an overlay. And that's the same thing that goes with all their genetically modified creations. They always started off with an original. There was always a pure gene, a pure seed. And that was you. That was your creation, your life forms that existed back in Middle Earth days. You see me? Because this story I'm telling you is the story of Middle Earth. When the Lord of the Rings invaded your reality. Remember who the Lord of the Rings is? That's Saturn. Saturn is the cube god. Saturn is the AI. The AI is the artificial bridge that this consciousness that invaded your reality uses to hold its place here. Just like Sauron in Lord of the Rings, he had to use that ring. That's what kept him stable in this reality, on this frequency, so he could exist here physically. The same thing with Saturn. It's in a cube form, an AI form in real life. That black cube god, that black cube is what holds the consciousness of Sauron or Satan here in your reality. That is Saturn, the planet Saturn. But just like I showed you guys many times, I'll show you again. Saturn has a hexagon on top of it. That's not natural. Saturn is not a planet. It's a gas giant made of plasma. What you're seeing is a projection. And those rings around Saturn are like a satellite. And it's not in outer space. It's right here in your reality, just hidden from you, cloaked. Okay? That Saturn is what projects the lie that keeps you blind. All right? All the code that you're processing right now to project this evil reality comes from Saturn. Saturn projects it to the moon, and the moon is like another dish that projects it down onto you, like a relay station. Okay? So after the Lord of the Rings invaded and destroyed Middle Earth, wiped us the fuck out, they used us to recreate their reality. They used our essence to recreate this reality, this construct. And then they trapped us in here at the same time, those of us that survived spiritually. Because as a soul, you can't be destroyed. So what they did was recreated your reality and made your body like this. Dampened you down, put a limiter on you, all right? And then trapped your soul inside this limited body. And then have you hypnotized and walking around in an illusion of their creation. But remember, at the essence of everything was created from you. So you actually have the ability to tap into this system, go into the God code and resurrect it, because it's always there underlying everything. You see me? So the whole story of the dinosaurs family is actually the story of the lizard kings. It's actually the story of the thunder lizards, the dino kings. All right? It's a story of you and your empire before this being wiped out. It was a Middle Earth type empire with all kinds of different life forms. We didn't look like this. And there was a myriad of life forms in the Most High pattern, because that's how life is. It's a cornucopia. There's no conformity. You see how everybody looks the same right now, except you have different colors? That's not how our universe was. It was a myriad of life forms being reflected from the quantum field. An infinite amount. They wiped out all those other life forms and cloned everybody to look like this, fam. To conform, to keep you under control. These are the limited bodies, the pods in the matrix is this. Once you expand, you will overstand. This is all light being bent and held into form by magnetism. Once you take over the frequency and get back onto the waveform and vibrate higher, you will be able to modify these bodies into any way you choose with your mind by bending light, meaning you'll be able to shapeshift. It's not just these funky reptilians that can do it. That power is what they stole from you. They got you hypnotized into thinking you're this density, so you have to stay in one form. No, fam. You had many forms, and you are formless at the same time because you're just a living consciousness. Now, once you gain this knowledge, this level of knowledge, and you tap into the source and go into this expansion field, family, it's endless and infinite. But first, you have to wake up and open your mind and stop believing these lies. These lies keep you limited. These lies hide you from your true self. You are the original Thunder Lizards, the true Dragon Kings. Yes, family, that's what it is. And they've been hiding that from you right in your face. All those giant bones are you. You guys understand? Those are the bones of the Titans that they destroyed, and then they were buried under mud. Now they're digging them up, calling them dinosaurs, fabricating all kinds of fossils and stuff. It's always been about you. You are the Titans that got slayed by the fallen gods, fam. Wake up, my friends, and let's spiral up. Bang, bang. Oh, so my kings and queens, are you starting to remember your Titanic nature? Is that total recall starting to hit you or what? If it is, let's spiral up.